comments before we get started? The Secretary has just announced a new visa policy under Section 212A3C, known as 3C, of the Immigration and Nationality Act to support Bangladesh's goal of holding free, fair, and peaceful national elections. Under this policy, the United States will be able to restrict the issuance of visas for any Bangladeshi individual believed to be responsible for or complicit in undermining the democratic election process in Bangladesh. This includes current and former Bangladeshi officials, members of pro-government and opposition political parties, and members of law enforcement, the judiciary, and security services. Actions that undermine the democratic election process include vote rigging, voter intimidation, the use of violence to prevent people from exercising their right to freedoms of association and peaceful assembly, and the use of measures designed to prevent political parties, voters, civil society, or the media from disseminating their views. The holding of free and fair elections is the responsibility of everyone: voters, political parties, the government, the security forces, civil society, and the media. And our message today to the people of Bangladesh is that we stand behind you, we stand behind free and fair elections, and we are announcing this policy to support democracy in your country. And with that, Matt?
Well, that's it? I thought you said you had a couple.
A couple of comments, not a couple of different sets of comments.
A couple of comments on the same subject. Okay.
I'm going to try as a policy. I won't promise it to not do more than one set of remarks at the beginning of every.
All right. Well, I didn't really have anything. I was just coming in for the entertainment.
Leon?
But no. Hold on. But since we began with this Bangladesh thing, there haven't been any actual sanctions imposed, right?
No. This is.
Why do you need this? Can't you restrict visas anyway?
The announcement of this 3C policy gives us the authority. Yes, but it gives us authority under this section of the law to impose
but you already
visa
had
restrictions.
that authority.
Yes, but this gives us the ability to signal.
So
you
guys do this all over the place, and then you don't announce any actual.
We have not taken any sanctions
No,
yet.
I know, but
if we see activities that interfere with the election, we will do so. Let me just one thing. In addition to allowing us the ability to take action under this section of the law, we think it's important to send this signal to the people of Bangladesh that we back free and fair elections and are ready to take action.
So it's basically a symbolic thing.
Because
you could revoke visas for anyone at any time for any reason.
We believe there is importance in sending the message that we are ready to use the authorities under this section of the law.
Okay, but
no announcements. No announcements of sanctions today. None today.
And when you do, if and when you do, because visa records are confidential, you won't tell us.
Correct.
Yeah,
that's correct. But we will notify the people.
So what's the point?
The point is signaling to anyone in Bangladesh who may be considering actions that would interfere with the ability of the Bangladeshi people to make their voices heard, that we are watching, and we think it's an important step.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just to follow up on that, are you expecting that there will be rigged elections or irregularities because you're sort of doing this preemptive strike? Is that in any way a warning or criticism of the government, and Prime Minister in Bangladesh?
No, I think it is a signal by our part that we support free, fair, and peaceful elections in Bangladesh, and we have the ability to hold anyone accountable who hinders any free, fair election in the country. And it is a signal. It is a signal to all members of society, as I mentioned, military, security forces, members of the judiciary, that we have this ability and that we are paying attention.
Yeah. Usually, you impose these visa restrictions or sanctions when there's proof of irregularities. In this case, you're saying, watch out if,
Correct. And if there is proof of irregularities, we will impose the appropriate measures. Go ahead.
Thank you, Matt. I'm a little late.
I was looking for you. I smiled when you came walking in the door.
I'm a little late. I don't know if any of my colleagues asked that question. Thank you for this announcement.
They did, but please go ahead.
For a neutral election in Bangladesh, fair and credible, obviously. So all Bangladeshi political parties, civil society groups, everybody is asking for an election under a neutral caretaker government, which was in Bangladesh. But this government is the amended constitution unconstitutionally. So I'm wondering if U.S. is urging go for a neutral caretaker government to holding a free, fair election?
I think what we will say is Prime Minister Hasina has committed to supporting free and fair elections. We share his support for free and fair elections, and the policy that we announced today is designed to support those efforts, as well as the efforts of the Bangladeshi people to having elections where the Bangladeshi people can choose their leaders. And I will say, lastly, as friends, we have expressed our concerns where we see actions that undermine democracy and human rights in Bangladesh.